This is the 217 Recovery Podcast with Corey Winfield.
You know, they did me wrong. They did me dirty. They made me drink. But I'm not a baby. I'm not a kid.
And co-host Marnie Winfield.
You know, you can be pretty sure that the decision that you made was the right one. God kind of paved the way for what was supposed to happen, I feel.
It is the 21st of May, 2022. My name is Corey Winfield.
My name is Marnie Winfield.
I am not a baby. I'm not a kid. Welcome. 217 Recovery Podcast. We were out and about in the last episodes, live from UFAM Rally 2022, and we'll recap that in just a minute. I can't wait to get some mad props and mad shout outs, but before we get to that, I did want to mention, and don't roll your eyes at me. I know, honey, where your mind goes sometimes, but fantasy football is coming up very, very soon, and we have a listener league.
Oh, okay.
I'm so proud of you. You didn't roll your eyes.
No.
So I'm just throwing it out there to be prepared. If there's something you're interested in, make sure you let us know very soon, because there's going to be a few spots open. Mm-hmm. Rest in peace, Charles, wherever you are. I don't know that he's passed, but I just shout out in case he is listening.
No, Corey gets super excited about fantasy football. So for those of you that play fantasy football, it's cutthroat.
Yeah. And it's a sober league.
It's so fun, sober league.
Yeah. And it's something I had never done sober before until a couple years ago. And
something I had never done ever before.
Yeah. You've made the playoffs both years. You made the final the first year, year you ever played. And somehow Jesus made me beat you. I didn't want to do it. It just happened that way. And then Justin won last year, his first year he ever played. Mm-hmm. So the Fantasy Footballers Podcast, they hook us up and give us their cheat sheets, I guess you could call it. Their ultimate draft kits, which I'm going to request that they do that again this year, and I don't see why they wouldn't. Mm-hmm. So if you're like, I've never played before, I don't know what I'm doing, don't worry about that. Like I said, you, honey, almost won.
Yeah.
Your first time. Justin, no clue.
Yeah, you don't really have to know like everything about football.
Yeah, and with the draft kit, they'll catch you up.
Right.
But it is a lot of fun, so just throwing it out there.
Yup.
Thought you'd eye roll me there for that one. And a listener reached out. Her name is Abigail. We'll talk about her question here in a little bit as well. But before we get to that, too, I want to mention, though, we do have the daily readings, 24 hours, daily reflections. They're on our app now. Mm-hmm. So if you want a quick let me just pull that up real quick. Get the app. It's very simple. It'll take you there real quickly. Very quickly. Thank you. I just woke up from a nappy's nap.
Much needed. He got zero sleep over the past week.
I thought I was in a different universe when I woke up. I was like, where am I at? It's weird. Anyway, the van / big old bus is going to be back on the road this week. I believe it's Wednesday or Tuesday. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. So before I talked about that, I wanted to know for sure. And I still don't. Tuesday.
So it's a mobile unit is the terminology
I think a spider
that
just
they
bit
use.
me. All the stuff we had, the equipment was outside. I think we need to buy all new equipment. Because spiders, I swear, man. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
That's okay.
The mobile unit, yes, that does outreach stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's Tuesday or Wednesday, but Tuesday we're going to be at the Traverse Area District Library, and not for them, but we were told we're welcome there now.
Okay.
Well, thanks. And it's for a fan and Addiction Treatment Services. They're putting on an event on Tuesday. It's Community Conversations, which the last one we went to had the movie that we reviewed, sort of, I guess, on the podcast.
Yeah.
So it's a good little event, especially if you're in northern Michigan and the Traverse City area, Grand Traverse area. You know, come out and join in the conversation. But for real, the UFAM Rally.
So much fun.
Off the chain. And before I talk, I have to take a drink of tea, so I'll let you speak for just a second, honey.
Okay. So when we decided we were going to do the UFAM Rally, because it's an event Corey's done before in the past, and then they put it on hold for COVID reasons for multiple years. So it was back on track. We were invited back to be present there. We already had our whole setup and everything to be able to come, which is great. And I'm like, okay, so now we know we have a spot. Now we need some people. So Corey designated me as recruiter, and I think I did a pretty darn good job.
Oh, yeah. Before, I just wanted you to stall there for a minute while I take a drink of tea, and you did a great job doing that, too. I should have more faith in you. You have your own podcast. Maybe that's down the line. But, yes, honey, you did such an amazing job, and I want to give you tons and tons of credit for putting this all together and making it happen.
Aww.
And, yeah, I wanted us to be there, sure. We were going to be there, but in the capacity of what we did and the people we brought, I mean, it would have been nothing without you.
Thanks.
So good job. You organized it. You got your people together. You rallied the troops. Mm-hmm. And you brought an amazing bunch of people. And I was worried. That was something that happened in 2019 when we went, and I haven't shared it with too many people. I'm not going to share it today with everybody. But I'm just saying, I was worried. And when you add people to the mix, of course, you can't control people, and bad things can happen. I mean, that can happen anywhere, but so I was like in the back of my mind just worried, like, oh no, it's going to mess up. Somebody's going to go do something stupid. And it went from like 5 people to 8 people to like 10 people. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, like what's going on? I'm like freaking out more about that than anything. Like the more people we add increases the chances of something bad happening. Somebody acting a fool. But no, you picked the right guys. You picked the right ladies too. And it was just a great group of people. And I had so much fun. I messaged all of them today and just said, hey, thanks. And I really appreciate their help. And I was honored to have each and every one of those people representing 217 Recovery.
Yeah.
People come up to me and they're like, oh, yeah, I was by your tent. I talked to these, oh, man, great bunch of people, great guys, great ladies. And so it was just like, all right, like that's, oh. I was so like not relieved, but it felt good. For one, I was able to grow a little bit because I was able to trust people.
There you go.
And not have to worry about it. And it was nice having so many people because, you know, as I did forget my power cord.
Yeah.
Broadcast a lot more if I would have brought it with me. But instead, I thought it was cool. Just leave it plugged in at the hotel. I don't know why I thought that. I really didn't. I just forgot it. But anyway, the broadcast still didn't go as I had planned, but it did. I mean, it happened how it was supposed to.
Yeah.
You know, that freed me up to walk around, I guess, and, you know, check out different tents and meet different people. There were some great people there. But, yeah, I can't say enough how proud I am of you for putting all that together with the interns and just how great it was to have each and every one of them there.
Yeah.
And they all brought something a little different, you know, to the table, but it was fun. We had some laughs for sure. I don't know if I can share the video of Justin. I want to. I want to put it in our video that I'm going to make with all the pictures and videos that everybody's sending me from the event. Mm-hmm. But
are you going to post that once you make it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I just don't know if there should be a rated R version. That's just
oh my gosh.
There was some crack there at the rally.
Yeah, it was fun. It was funny.
Yeah, and I'm talking about butt crack.
Yeah, I know.
I know, but I was just saying because people were like, damn, there's some crack there. I missed it. It was weird because the night before we went to dinner, and it was at a place, Rallies. Yeah, I swear. And on their menu, they had crack fries.
Yeah.
And at first, it was a bar, you know, but we kind of determined, we're going to be at a bar. But it was a restaurant, too. I mean, they had seating pretty far away from the bar. But, yeah, on their menu, they had crack fries. I was like, hey, Tyrone, I bet I know what you're going to order. And he was like, well, some fries. I'm like, I know, but they got crack fries on here. And he's, what? So it was kind of funny. We joked with it. And I think somebody had mentioned, they're like, it didn't hit them for a while. I think that we were at a bar, you know, and they're like, wait a minute, we're at a bar, you know, like, whoa, I don't know if I've ever been at a bar and not drank, you know, or something like that. yeah, well, in my opinion, if you're a true alcoholic, if that's what you want to call yourself, we didn't really drink much at bars. It's expensive.
Yeah.
And we didn't like being around people because we knew we got super drunk and we did stupid things.
So, it was expensive to drink out.
Yeah. Out in public plus alcohol equals I'd rather be at home. Thanks. Like for me, I mean, but then there would be times where I'd be at home drunk and a friend would be like, you want to go out? But I took time. Your decision making is out the window anyway. I'd be like, yeah, man, pick me up. I'm there. Let's go. Barely walk out of the house. Yeah, this is going to be fun. Ugh.
What a mess.
Yeah.
Good thing we don't have to live that way anymore.
Thank you, Lord.
Thank you, Jesus.
Yeah, so good job, honey, with the rally stuff. And we'll post the videos, and it might or might not have butt crack in it. I don't know. If we need to get butt crack's permission.
Oh, maybe.
Permission of the butt crack. I mean, just out of courtesy, because, I mean,
yeah,
you own the video, but we did that one break where we finally went live with the wireless, and that was a debacle, which I knew it was going to be, which I thought that would be the fun in it. Tyrone, I had to put on a Bluetooth headset or headphones, and he had to pull it up on his phone and listen live on Spreaker, which would mean that he'd be about 2-3 seconds behind. So I thought that would just add fun to it because he's going to be a few seconds behind us. So what he's hearing is going to be a few seconds behind. I thought, man, Tyrone, that's going to really throw him off. Well, as I hit play on his phone, because I had to get it all connected for him, as I'm talking and trying to like do stuff. So I'm getting his phone, I hit play on it, I hand it to him. Well, he apparently at some point had hit the podcast below it, thinking he needed to start it when I had really started it. So we're thinking he's out there listening to us, and he's listening to podcasts, like one of our podcasts from the studio from like the week before.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and so he's real confused. He comes back, and then Pretty Ricky puts it on, and he realizes it, you know, and it's like, wait, hold on. So then we get him going out there, and I think he was afraid to listen to us, or maybe, I don't know, maybe they didn't know how to turn the headphones up, but it seemed like nobody was listening to us. And then he comes back after a failed attempt to sell a shirt. And then Justin, he was being cocky, so he's like, yeah, man, I could sell it, sure. So he jumps up, and he just goes around, and it's kind of like asking for money on the street, except he threw in, hey, I'll give you a shirt instead, you know, like a trade. I mean, that's kind of what his pitch was, but he did sell a shirt, and whether it be out of pity or what, didn't matter, you know, he got it done. But while he was out there doing that, he bent down to this one lady, and he was probably, I don't know, 20 yards away from us maybe. And we look up, and all we see is the moon.
Oh, no.
It's this big white moon out there, you know, and I'm like, oh, my gosh. And I watched the video of it on Facebook, and because I know what happened, so I'm playing it again in my head, and I'm kind of glad we didn't have video of it, but I kind of wish we did, because then people would know what we were laughing about, and I'm just like, I just started busting up laughing, and everybody kind of is, and it's like, oh my gosh, and I was trying to get somebody to fix the situation, you know, I'm like, we need to stop this, you know, like go help him and throw a blanket over his booty. But it was.
We love you. We love you, dude.
Yeah, Justin, you're my dog, man. But you know, that's the thing, is we can laugh about it and it's fun. And if you ask Justin today, he'd be like, "Well, I need a belt."
Yep.
That's what's up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I told him, I was like, I know exactly what you're talking about, dude. Like, I had the same problem. But it was fun, and I think it showed the guys that they could have fun in recovery. I think it was Bryce that had told me that it really helped him going to events like this. He would have so much anxiety, and he said the whole time, you know, because we went on Wednesday and the event was on Thursday, and we came back on Friday, but he said the whole time he felt like he was somewhere he belonged.
Yeah. No pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said that really made a difference, and it was good for him to experience that and just to be around other people and feel like, yeah, I fit in. We're a bunch of people battling addiction. You know, I'm still battling it every day. Yeah. And, you know, for him to feel like he fit in and he was able to have fun and, you know, help out and do something for somebody else. I mean, there's so many wins with this weekend, or it's not even the weekend. Today's Saturday. Yeah. You know, but with that event, there's just so many wins all over the board, from, you know, them giving a chance to give back, from being a part of something, being asked to do something cool and to just, we wanted some of their time. But other than that, it was their weekend to do with what they wanted. And, to have a big dinner like that with everybody. And it was a really good time. And again, Marnie, thank you so much for organizing it all. That was huge. Yeah.
There were a couple people that I think were a little apprehensive about the trip and voiced that before we left. And I was like, you're going to be around a bunch of people, I got your back. I'm like, don't worry about it. And, they stepped up and, I think it was Bryce at one point too, when we were like, I think we were putting everything together at the end. I mean, everybody was willing to help out. There was always, and you guys get the tent and he goes around and he does like a cha-ching kind of move and he's like, service work, and it was just cool. And I think a piece that I really enjoyed about it is we all went to the same meeting that first night we were there. And it was called Happy Hour, which is ironic. We went to Happy Hour before we went to the sports bar. Yeah. But anyhow, so it was called Happy Hour meeting, and it was an AA meeting. And, some of those individuals might identify more with NA than AA, but, we don't discriminate. It's a self-help meeting, and we definitely all qualify. So, and it was just great because it ended up being somebody's first meeting. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people shared a lot of good stuff, and especially, majority of them in pretty early recovery. So, and it was good representation of the, the recovery community up here in Northern Michigan and 217 as well. Not that's what we were going for, but there was a couple of people that were like, yeah, this meeting is usually in the single digits. And literally there was not a place to sit. So it was, I don't know, it felt really cool. And it did. There are people, no matter where you go into those rooms and you feel welcome, which is a really, really good feeling. And I don't know, overall, I was just really proud of the people that came along with us and, grateful for their participation and on their best behavior, no issues, fights, drama, mishaps. It went super smooth. And, everybody acted like adults. We didn't have to, use one of those rainbow coils around to, drag them around or anything. Not that I would have expected to have to do that. But, yeah, so, I don't know. It was 100% awesome. And I loved it. So thank you to all you guys who joined us.
Yes, your dad did make an appearance.
And my dad made an appearance at the very last minute.
Caitlin fashion.
Oh my God. Can I tell the story? Or do you want to tell it?
I'll let you tell it.
How about you lead into it?
Okay, so we're packing up, we're getting the tent down because you guys just start tearing stuff down and I'm still broadcasting. I'm like, okay, we better wrap this up, and I realized oh no, my control issues is going to set in here in a minute because they're putting stuff away and I don't know where it's going. So we start getting it all together. And okay, we got it all. We're all walking towards the big old van, and we hear, but instead of him laughing, it was Marty.
Yeah, my father, literally screaming from his vehicle, down the walkway of the Capitol building.
He's in his car.
He's just in his car parked and yelling down the main up to the steps of where the Capitol, which is a long ways, And he's screaming. And then, some of the people that were running it were kind of walking back too. And he's like, and I'm like, oh my goodness. And I can't remember who I was walking with. I'm like, who is that? And then I look and I see it's my dad's car. I'm like, oh my God, it's my father. And the guy who's the MC, the comedian guy, what's his name?
Mark Lungholm.
Yeah, he was walking next to me and he's like, they still do that? He's like, that's your dad? He's like, they still do that even though you're clean and sober. And I'm like, yeah, I guess so.
But I just hear Marty and I'm like, okay, my wife has a very unique name. It doesn't sound like it's anybody that's with us, but it sounds like they're really, really far away. And I don't know. Maybe I guess it has to be one of the guys or her people, you know? Like, I don't know.
No, yeah. So
it's crazy to see your dad. And I was like, oh.
Yeah. Goodness.
Yeah, too funny. But it was great that he even showed up. And, you know, he showed up. It was like 3:30 or something. And the event was supposed to go to 4. But I think since a lot of people are from out of town, like they were just like packing up and let's get out of here. And so we're just looking around. And we're like the only ones there almost. You know, I was like, okay, well, I guess, yeah, let's tear it down too. But it was a good time. And that was awesome that your dad did come out. And he did, in his defense, show up before the event was over, but as he drove up, he looked around and he thought, well, there's nothing going on. I'll just give a big old yell here for my daughter.
Yeah.
Oh, it's classic. It was fun, though. And that's cool of your dad to even stop by and see us and stuff. Mm-hmm. It's very nice of him. Yeah. And then we had parking ticket.
Yeah.
From the city of Lansing. They're not a fan. I don't know if Whitmer had him go out there and do that because she doesn't like recovery or what.
Meter maids, apparently. Just
meter maids,
whatever.
Order it to be done.
They had cones out and everything. Like from the city.
Oh, it goes deep. Conspiracy. I don't know.
Like they still want to give us tickets too.
Yeah. And
we've had enough of those in our lifetime.
Me, I'm like, I'm not paying those because it's not to us. It's to, you know, first of all, we drove the big old van, which is not in your name. It's not my name. It's not in 217 Recovery's name.
But that's irresponsible, so we don't do that.
But the other vehicle we had was in 217 Recovery's name, so I'm like, I mean, I can still renew my license. I mean, I don't know, you know. And then there was I should have kept the ticket to call the number to fight it, to
make a
deny
big deal about
responsibility. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like $15, $20, something. I don't remember how much it was, but I wasn't paying it. And for real, dude, like for real, you're going to walk around and give us those little stupid tickets. That's petty. And then, I don't know, maybe it's because they don't like the governor. I don't know. I don't know why they would have thought that's a good idea. And I guess in the past, they had meters out there and they would cover the meter. Mm-hmm. You know, so it's not like the city's anti, oh, you can't hold an event here. We can let you slide here. There was no way for us to pay a thing. It was just like, you're parked here for more than 4 hours. Okay, do you really want to be anal about it? So we just drive around the block or we switch positions, move cars like a couple feet, you know, like, are you kidding me? Like, for real, man, we're having an event here. Yeah, there was no way in hell I was paying that. But Scott Macy from UFAM was like, yeah, give me those. I'll take care of that. So I don't know if he was going to pay him or make some phone calls or whatever, but.
Yeah, that was nice of him.
Yeah, hopefully he did pay them.
Yeah, I'm sure he did.
Because that's what I was thinking. I was like, damn, I should have kept control of those. That way, at least I would know that I'm calling them to tell them I'm not paying them. If we needed to move to Indiana, get some new plates or something, we'd do what we needed to do.
He's not serious.
I'm dead serious.
That's what's up, you know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying. But thank you again to everybody that came out.
Do shout outs.
Yeah.
Roll through the list.
Shout out to Brett, to Casey, to Pretty Ricky, to Tyrone, to Hannah, to Sam, to Bryce.
To Tim.
I was waiting for you to throw
to Andy. To Doug.
Nice beard.
To Justin. To April.
To the fam.
To the
It's
fam.
called Justin's family.
Justin's family. Is that
right.
everybody?
You, if effing better be. Whoever's forgotten is going to feel really bad and they're probably going to come back and help us ever again. Thanks, guys and ladies.
Thanks, everybody, so much for coming.
The picture of the van, and people might have seen it on Facebook. It's all those guys. You took the picture, so you're not in it.
No.
So it's literally all the guys.
Yeah, and the girls had just gotten there. And
so they were sleeping. Yeah.
But,
tired. And it was before we went out to the meeting and dinner and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a really good crew.
So they missed the picture, and she's like, "Oh, just guys, huh?" Hannah put that in. I'm like, "Well, the girls were asleep, so." Mm-hmm. Or I said something about maybe the guys are there for shirt time or something. I don't remember, but yeah, it was good though. It really was a fun time, a good crew, and thank you again, Marnie. And I was honored to have each and every one of those people represent 217 Recovery, and most of all of them have said, "Yeah, I want to do more stuff. Let me know." And absolutely,
we will come up with some more stuff to do. I want to do a spaghetti dinner. Speaker spaghetti. Speakers and spaghetti. Speakers and spaghetti.
Casey wants to start a podcast. I think him, Ricky, and I don't know if they want to add somebody else to it. I think that would be a good podcast.
It would be a great podcast. It's a commitment. If you're going to do it, if you're going to say you're going to do it, you got to do it.
Mm-hmm. It's a commitment for real.
Like a for real.
Like this podcast we're doing right now.
Like he did not want to come in here tonight, guys.
I just woke up. I was in a different planet, universe.
And very rarely do I ever have to encourage him to get up and get in here. So,
yeah, I'm just saying there'll be times you feel like that times 10, and you still have to go do the podcast. You still have to do it. So that's why it's a lot easier if you have somebody else and they can hold you accountable and kind of light a fire sometimes, Mm-hmm. But yeah, if those guys want to start one, I'll definitely help them. Yeah. And they can kind of run off the 217 platform, I'll say. It won't be the 217 Recovery Podcast. I'll call it something else, but it'll be a good chance for them, and this has helped me stay sober, so why wouldn't I want to pass that along?
Absolutely.
Of course I would. But Abigail reached out, and we'll have to figure out what to do with this. Abigail is a big fan, which was very nice to hear from her, and we appreciate her saying the nice things. She said that we do stuff that's awesome. Mm-hmm. So thank you. But she lost her partner. Mm-hmm. And she probably doesn't. I mean, there's tons of Abigails that listen to this show. So don't feel like, we're singling you out here just by throwing out your first name. But there was like a request, I guess you could say. And I don't know. I haven't lost anyone. And I'm not going to get into the details about how that person was lost. It could be addiction. It could not be. I'm just going to throw it out there. I'm not going to say like, oh, they overdosed. They didn't overdose. It wasn't like that to my knowledge. But just losing somebody, being in recovery and losing somebody. I know people who have lost parents, siblings. But I don't know anyone, I don't think, who has lost a significant other. And I'm sure we could find them. Yeah. And I told her that it might be a good spot for my wife, Marnie, to host a special episode.
Yeah, I definitely have some contact information for her. There is there's grief and loss groups that are available anywhere you go. If you just Google search, you can find wherever you live. I'm just saying in Traverse City, I know there are resources, but it made me think about, Family Against Narcotics. There's a lot of focus on families of individuals who have overdosed and how, it's affected them and what have you. But the other piece of it too is so many times, if there are couples that are using together, if one of the significants overdoses, that changes the directions that the other individual can go, keep going down the path that they're on, or try to turn things around because of it. That's pretty common, and it's kind of like a fork in the road of what are you going to, this situation happened and what are you going to do, now. But then also being in recovery and feeling your feelings and being present. And we know that we use drugs and alcohol to get through the hard stuff, right? To numb our feelings, to make the hard things less difficult and more tolerable, or so we thought, And so when you're in early recovery and life happens and someone passes, whether it's due to drugs or alcohol or just life itself, grandparents, parents, siblings, how do you handle that without turning to the drink or drug.
Yeah. So I will have to do a special episode, though.
Mm-hmm.
I was just thinking I did know somebody, but I wouldn't have her on because I don't know her state of mind. But a guy I know, his name is Damon. He passed away not that long ago. And he had reached out to me and saying he needed help. And he was trying to get his girlfriend help. And she didn't want to go to treatment because she was going to be away from him. And he didn't want to go to treatment because he would be away from her. But he wanted her to go to treatment. And he told me that I have to keep working. I have to keep making money. I have to keep doing this. Otherwise, we're not going to have anything. And I should have told him, well, when you die, you're going to leave them for good. Don't let that keep you from getting treatment, because look at the big picture here. If you're gone a month, okay, but you're coming back. Mm-hmm. You keep using and you're going to keep going out there and it's bad and you know what the end result's going to be, but yet you keep doing it because right now, today you're breathing and, I need to be the man to make the money. Well, now you're gone,
mm-hmm.
And that's what happens. I don't know. Again, I can't make people stay clean or get sober or nothing. I can just do what I can do to assist them in getting help, but yeah, a special episode though with Marnie, I think is in order.
Okay.
Maybe a woman by the name of Nancy can come by.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what I thought first. I was like, Nancy Dow, I need to connect her. But yeah, there's a lot of her story that I don't know about. I don't know if drugs were involved with any of that, but the fact that she's in early recovery and that's happening, that could have made her decide, all right, not going down that road.
That's what she made it sound like.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I hope she is sober today, and I hope she made it through another 24 hours. And,
yeah, for sure.
That's what you need to keep doing. Try to get involved in other things somehow that gives you a way to give back. I don't know if she goes to meetings or, a therapist definitely helps for sure too, but we'll see. We'll try to tackle that topic in an upcoming episode very soon. But thanks, Abigail. Appreciate your support. And 217recovery.com. I have to go through and change some of the stuff because UFAM Rally is all over it. And obviously that event's over. But we'll have the video up there. We'll have the video on the app, our little post-game wrap-up, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm.
So look for that on the website soon. And also, when you're on the website, sign up to win a free shirt. Summertime, we got T-shirts.
Yep.
Everybody who signs up wins. So there you go. Sign up.
Free shirt. Sign up. Get a shirt.
217recovery.com. Appreciate you listening. Download the app if you don't have it already. And we will talk to you again on Tuesday.
Good night, everybody.
Thanks for listening to the 217 Recovery Podcast. For more episodes plus bonus features, download the 217 Recovery app and support recovery by rating us in the App Store.